We are the American Indians. Copper color Indians, baby. A real Indian, American Indian is me, not from Africa. Remember,
African Americans here, but they recently moved here from places like Kenya, Ethiopia, Zambia, Zimbabwe, and Zaire. But now the brother whose family's lived in this country for generations, occupying space in all the locations, New York, Miami, LA, Detroit, Chicago, even if he's wearing a dashiki and sporting an afro. And if you go to Africa in search of your race, you'll find out quick, you're not an African American. You're just a black American in Africa taking up space. Why you keep trying to attach yourself to a continent where even if you got the chance to go and you went, most people that wouldn't even claim you as one of them, as a pure.
And we are not Africans. We are not African. Are you an African American? I'm not.
Hey y'all. Hey y'all. Smash that like button. Hey, I'm just gonna leave it down low. Because I ain't gotta hear it in my ears. Oh. So Ad Adjamu, Drake Hobbs in the house. Hey, American listeners. Yo, I'm gonna put the link in for you. Let me just pop it in there for you. American listeners. Hey, Nuts. Girl, we was dying yesterday, Nuts. We was dying. I let the sisters hit the link. Lady Moon. Hey now. Hey. Hey, y'all. Smash the like. Mary Gold. Captain Crunch. What's up now? Hey. Hey, everybody watching. Hey, yo. 184 watching. Yeah, could y'all hit the like button? Oh, I gotta put my headphones on. Let me get over here. Hey girl, let me put my headphones on.
Hey, Sister Bethy. Peace.
Yay. I like the sisters to hit the link.
The chat.
Oh, we gotta have a good segment today. We was dying yesterday. Okay, we was dying. Hey, Straight Smoke, humbled up. What's good, y'all? Oh man, I don't know what's up with this. Come on, y'all, hit the like. Hey, so I really can't have this music in the back of my ear. I don't like it. I mean, I love the music. It's beautiful. Hey, girly girl, Lies Unplugged, Lady Moon. Oh, you probably at work, but any females sisters can hit the link. It's gonna be us sisters today. But what I want to get in today is why we got to be the man in the iron mask. It's this. History's not adding up. And the more we dig, the more we find all the treasures. We just keep digging and digging and digging. Mic check. How I sound okay?
Yes, you do. You sound beautiful.
Oh, okay. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna get right into it. I'm gonna. Did you want to say something, sweetheart?
Oh no, I'm fine. I'm listening.
Okay. So I want to first clear some things up, some definitions. When y'all see the abbreviation VIZ, V as in Victor, IZ. Okay, well, if you ever see it, it means it is permitted to see. Namely, this is to say, to wit, which is, or as follows. It means the same thing. Okay. Another definition I want you to understand: renounce, to say formally or publicly that you no longer own, support, believe in, or have a connection with something. That's what renounce means. Okay. Um, I want to, let me put this down. I pulled up all the census instructions. Hey, Anthony, I put up all the census instructions, right? Oh, good. Oh, thank you, Asian. Yeah, that's so sweet of you. Thank you for the Cash App, y'all. Let me put this up. I did send out, let me get it up. I did send out the slides, and what I'm doing is uploading the lecture slides onto, Y has two websites. One is our newspaper website, which is Copper Color Chronicles. That's where you're going to find all the lecture slides. But I did mail it out to everybody that put their name on the distribution list. So I don't no longer have to email them to you. I'll after a segment or the morning, the day after, I'll upload it on our site and let me bring it to you. This is our newspaper site. It's separate from our why is this over here? It's separate from our um, tribal website. So let me do a share screen real quick and take you through that because it's really simple. If this is our newspaper homepage, right? Um, this will be where our newspaper will go. Start in January. I try to get it in by the 10th of the month. The newspaper. I really like to get it in like within by the 5th, but sometimes I be so busy. But for each month, there's a newspaper featuring that will feature like what segments I talked about for an entire month. Okay. And it'll be a story. And we're going to put a blog at the end of each month so that you could dialogue. Um, Here you will find the lectures, any lectures I do on YouTube. So, one being this is articles and lectures tab. One being the birth certificate, social security number, EIN scam lecture. So when you click it, it will open into a new window and you can download it. You could save it to your drive. You do anything you want with it. Okay. And starting in January, of course, um, I'll start taking genealogy appointments and they're going to be scheduled because I have people that I've already started their genealogy. I just put it on hold because I needed a mental break. I was just doing too much. So I'll begin to start scheduling appointments for genealogy starting in January. Um, Here on the business tab, anybody could contact me if they want to advertise something, if they have a business web page where they sell things, I can put the link in here so that if people come on our site, they could click your link if you sell things. So soon, our chief is going to put her website here so that they could order like things like an Indian fan. She makes a lot of beautiful things. And if you want to get on our distribution list, you can't get it on here. You got to go on our main site. We'll be able to put it, this is going to be another tab. Okay. So our main website is, let me put articles and lectures. I just give you the homepage. Our main website is where you would contact us. So I'm going to copy this and I'm going to put it in the chat for you if you want to go in there and download the lectures. But if you go to our newspaper site, that's our newspaper site. And I'm going to start putting it in my description so that people have access to it. Again, this is the newspapers, monthly newspapers, political, anything, funky stuff. This tab is lectures that I do on YouTube, services for like genealogy, and if you want to advertise your business. Okay. And also, I will feature somebody's channel for the month. Like if somebody has a YouTube channel, if you give me the link, I'll put it in here and it will direct people to your channel to subscribe. That's business as well. So I'll stop sharing there. I can get out of that. That's it for that. And our main website, which is the Wire Nation, www.thewirenation.com, is where you would go to get on our distribution list so that you could come to the Zoom meetings where I can teach you how to, navigate through different things in your states and, your local, the opportunities in your local states that you don't know about. And, where you constantly always think that um, all our funds are going to immigration, and it's just not true. You get a lot of rhetoric from the news, but the news never tell you about individual states' websites and opportunities they have for apprenticeships and things of that nature. So I want to bring you in Zoom and do a different state. Whoever's in there, I'll do their state, and it's easy to figure out because once you navigate through it, you can't make a mistake. You really need to know what's going on in your states. A lot of our people never indulge, and they have programs in each state where you have where you're a felon, all those programs, you know, in their nonprofits, they source out when it comes to immigrants what the federal government does. Everybody thinks that the money comes from the um nonprofit. Now they do fundraisers, but you better bet your bottom dollars for someone coming in to transition a refugee, those funds are sent to nonprofits to who oversee transitional and provide refugee services. So the money comes from there. Um, in that manner, it comes from the federal government to the nonprofit because the federal government don't want to hire the staff to support those programs, and that's what nonprofits are for. They continuously have fundraisers for refugees, and a lot of people uh, are here in our country. Every race is here in the United States. Every race. And so, what the nonprofits do is they raise money to help people that are fleeing from their country if it's in bad position, or if they just want to get people want to come over here for a better life. That's all. But yeah, it's more. We can talk more about it in Zoom, but yeah, fundraisers. That's why they have nonprofits, and there's a lot of foreigners here, and these are the things they do for their country. They raise money. They have fundraisers. Um, the sad thing is, we don't have fundraisers. We don't. We don't create nonprofits and have fundraisers to help our people. Now, the churches do. The churches are the nonprofits. They have fundraisers, but they don't help everybody. They might say they do, but we need to individually start our own fundraising for causes for our people. So, because not all of our people want to be a member of a church, you know, because these days the churches are just as horrible as what's going on in the streets. So you can't knock all refugees because they want a better life. We want a better life too, but we have to take advantage of creating those programs. So that's that. But a lot of us turn our nose up to it because we're not educated on it. So let's get into the why do we keep wearing the iron mask? It's crazy. Um, it's just been this evil um, group of people, period, point blank, that continue to make us from another landmass when in fact we're from here. It's always been a mystery about who we're going to settle to be. Now, everyone knows that all the Indians, okay, the Indian Removal Act in 1830, which was supposedly forced Indians to Oklahoma. Now, they had a choice to either stay and be in the Union and whatever, and a lot of them did not go. Um, isness. Do you think you could really Google real quick? I should have got this before I started. Google when did they started hanging black folks in the South?
When did it start?
What years? Yeah.
Okay.
Um, what is the earliest years they started hanging the Indians in the South? Um, and I know that all of the Indians did not go to Oklahoma. A lot of them fought in the I'm sorry, the Civil War, as well as helping out in the Revolutionary War, but mainly the Civil War, okay? Because the Confederate States did not want, they wanted to remove themselves from the Union. They did, actually, but the North wanted the power over the Southern states, and they deemed succeeding from the Union against the Constitution. Now, these are all the Indians that did not go to Oklahoma. There is no way, and I mean this to the core of my being. When I tell you that these people are not the people from South Carolina, Georgia, Tennessee, Virginia, the southern states, the Confederate states, southern states. Now, when you get out to places like Arizona, I won't knock that, these Plains Indians were out there, but these are not the Indians that were running around in the South. These are not Creeks. I guarantee you, Muskegee Creeks. These are Muskegee Creeks, as it says. Let me stop this little banner for a minute. And it tells
Oh,
you Muskegee, the Muskegee Creek Nation. This is in 1801. All right. And they're at a gin, cotton place, they're cotton buying. And these are a bunch of Negroes. I got this out the census, June 24th, 1891 or something like that. I got it pulled up and you'll see the picture in there. But I wanted you to see that. And you see the striking difference between the two. Give me a one if you see the striking difference between these creeks and these creeks. Come on, they got to make up their mind. That's the 1870s. But now they got the 1890s. And I'm like, come on now. We got to be real with the pictures. It makes no sense. This is very different from the picture that's in the census report. Okay. So um these are not the Indians that fought in the Civil War to keep the slavery agricultural lifestyle in the South. They're not. I guarantee you that they did not register with Negro troops. Give me a one if you know this. Our ancestors are literally, we can trace our ancestors to the damn. We have the dog tags and the registrations for who was in the Civil War, and it wasn't these dudes. Thank you for the ones. Did you want to say something, sweetie?
Oh, I wanted to tell you that I put the links in the back, and it says that it started around 1830.
Okay. And that is the same time, all these 1830, 18, and how far out did it go?
Well, they're saying it goes to the civil rights movement, 1950s
Yeah.
to 1960s.
And all this time, you see pictures of Negroes and their families. I don't want to show those horrible pictures. I'm just not going to show them. You see our ancestors hung in trees, burned alive with their whole family. I guarantee you, you don't see these guys in the trees. I'm sorry. Sorry. Sorry, sorry, sorry is all that you can see. So now, in getting back to not a coincidence, what I did, I went and got all the censuses starting from, because I always had them. I've been downloaded these like year before last, 2 or 3 years ago. All of the instructions, and we're gonna go through them quickly. Quickly, you are going to see when other races started coming here because they start to show up on the census as a race identity or a description. In this case, our actual race identity. So y- when you pay attention to details, you get to see the truth. You can't hide the truth. You can only lie, but for so long. The truth always comes out. 1790 census, we know that what that one is, but I'll pull it up for ha-has. We'll start. I don't want to go backwards. All right, let's go. Let's see if I could do a share screen. The 1790. Okay. Now, here we go with this share screen. We'll start with this one. Look at there. Um, Here is the 1790 census instructions. And I'm just going to the area where they have the race. Be it enacted by the Senate and House of Representatives of the United States of America and Congress assembled, that the marshals of the several districts of the United States shall be, and they are hereby authorized and required to cause the number of inhabitants within their respective districts to be taken, omitting in such enumeration Indian not taxed, and distinguishing free persons, including those bound to service for a term of years for all others, distinguishing also the sexes and colors of free persons and free males of 16 years upwards from those under that age, for effecting which purpose the marshal shall have power to appoint as many assistants within their respective district as to them shall. Now, let's see. Or was you mention it twice? Now, I'm just going to, here we go. And here's how it looks. Free white males, free white males, free white males, free white, free, and then slaves. This had nothing to do with our people unless one or two of them was cool and worked in their house. It's the end of the instructions. And you can look at this. Now, let's see with the 1850. Now, the 18, 20, 10, 20, the local states, there is, let's see. This is the 1850 census. Let's get it. Let me see. I'm just not going to. All right. Indian now tax is still there. This is 1850. So, in order for them to even say Indian not tax on it to give that order, that's because all the Indians didn't go to the reservations. Give me a one if you clearly understand that.
I got it.
Right there, when you're giving the instructions. Indian not tax, because all the Indians did not go. Now they have a separate special schedule that where the federal government dealt directly with the Indian territories. And I have that one up as well. But we read that and we'll get to it again. But these are the Indians that stayed in the states, whatever became states and municipalities. Now,
So because they stayed, they weren't supposed to be registered or taxed like the U.S. citizen. So the U.S. citizen is taxed, but because the Indian did not go on the reservation and stayed in the state, they made it a separate designation for them not to be taxed. Is that what you're saying?
well, no, the reservations, they had their own censuses that was taken. They sent agents out there to help them, and they did the enumerations. Remember where they had to have uh, two or three Negroes to go around in the same locality to communicate with the other Indians because they spoke
Oh,
nothing but Indian language.
yeah.
That's a that's not the same census as these censuses. They had their own. They had their own. They dealt directly with the government.
Okay.
Now, these censuses were for particular states in their municipalities in their jurisdiction, where the marshals went around. The states had no jurisdiction over the any Indians on the reservations, wherever they're deemed recognized federally as civilized Indians. Oh, we gonna get into it, y'all. I'm taking y'all through the Mickey Mouse stuff right now. This is the 1850 census. Now, I want to get to here. Where are we? You know what? I'm gonna do it this way. Okay. The 1850 census. We're going through this. We're looking, you know what we're looking for? Race and color and all that. It all it had was Free inhabitants, 1850. Dwelling houses, families, visit, description. Look, you see right here, age. What do you see? Age, age, sex, color. In 1850, it was either white, black, or mulatto. White, black, or mulatto. That's it. Now, this, I'm showing you this for a reason. Now, that's the 1850. Now, let's go to the 1860. Oh, wait a minute. Yep. Oh, I thought this was 1860. This is 1850. No, this is 1860. Here we go. Public Center Printer, 1860. I'm sorry. Let's just do this. I'm not going through all that. There we go. Now, Indians, not taxed, are not to be enumerated. The families of Indians who have, listen to this, Indians, not taxed, are not to be enumerated. The families of Indians who have renounced tribal rule. I told you what renounce means. And who under state or territorial laws exercise the rights of citizens are to be enumerated. In all such cases, write IND opposite their names in column 6 under the heading color. Now, families of Indians who have renounced tribal rule and who under state or territorial laws exercise the rights of citizens are to be enumerated. So now let me stop here for 1 second. I'm going to turn it on. Now, y'all listen. They are saying that the only way an Indian can be enumerated, he must have renounced his tribal rule. If he wants to exercise the rights of citizens, were the blacks exercising the rights of citizens? Were our ancestors exercising the rights of citizens in 1860? Hello?
Wow. Okay.
Were our ancestors exercising the rights of citizens? Were our ancestors?
No.
I Are you sure? Because they needed protections in order to stay in their homes because they didn't go to Oklahoma. Did they not exercise protections? They needed police protection. Did they not exercise protections? Patrick said yes. Did our ancestors not need protections? Isn't this?
I guess we did.
That was the only way you were going to get protections. Once you start utilizing, police services, local militias, your kids are registering at age 16. Remember, I showed you all of that? Now, how do you get, how do you get an Indian text? A dark one.
Over time, you're not asking them if they're Indian. You're just asking them what their name is and what their age is, and you put their color description, right? So when he comes in, he's not asking you if you're an Indian. He's just saying, hey, Mister, what's your last name, your first name, what's your wife's name, and you probably have to point that out. And people weren't given all that information like that.
And how many colors of races? Let's go back. Let's get there. Hang on. Okay, let's get to it. Here we go. Now, the stuff that NAC tried to pull, let's kill it right now. Under column 9, color. Heading 6, entitled color. Now, here's the funny shit. Oh man, wait, where you go? Oh damn. Here it is. Here we go. Number 5. Indians not taxed are not to be enumerated. The families of Indians, the families of Indians who have renounced tribal rule and who, under state or territorial laws, exercise the rights of citizens are to be enumerated. In all such cases, write IND opposite their names in column 6 under color heading. Now, watch this. Watch this. What color are these Indians? Even though they're Indians, what color are they? What do they look like? What is the observation of the Indian? All right, let me help you out. Did the Indians look like this in South Carolina, Georgia, North Carolina, Virginia. Yes, no, maybe so. Did the Indians look like this?
No.
Ah! I mean, they're saying these are creeks, Creek Nation. Which one is they? It's the Creek Nation again. All, these are all Negroes, all up in here. So you know, and I know who was in the Civil War that wanted to keep the style. The Indians wanted to keep it like that. You don't remember how? You don't remember how? Let me stop. Let me get to the chat. You don't remember how? You don't remember what happened on the reservation? How? Okay, let's go there.
All
Let's
right.
go on the reservation. Now, you got to remember the reservation have their tribal laws, and the United States have theirs. Two separate laws,
Mhm.
right?
Right.
Two separate laws. And Indians can make their own laws on their reservation. Let's just go there for a minute. So, can you read this? Where it says a serious difficulty?
Yeah. You want me to read it?
Yes.
A serious difficulty was met in the answer to, "Are you an Indian?" Under
Stop
the
right there.
laws.
Oh, no, stop right there. Stop right there for 1 second. Now, these are tribal laws for the 5 civilized tribes. The census sheets is federal laws that they have to follow, two separate laws. Now, why was there difficulty in the answer to "Are you an Indian"? Why was there difficulty in determining? Shouldn't it just be like easy 1, 2, 3?
Right.
Why was there difficulty?
I mean, is that a name being put on them, or is it just
Well, we're on the reservation right here.
okay?
We're on the reservation. Why was the difficulty was met when there was a why was there a serious difficulty in determining and for the census taker to determine who the Indian was when he was on the reservation?
Because he's going by color. I don't know. I'm gonna let you tell me.
Well, because there was white people that looked white saying that they was Indians, and then the Negros was speaking Indian languages. Kind of confusing, correct?
Right.
And they spoke all these Negroes that was on the reservations. They didn't speak nothing but Indian languages, and so it wouldn't you if you're going up to the reservation and um you're trying to figure out who the damn Indian is. Now you got the census taker got people that look like him saying, I'm the Indian.
Okay.
And now you got Negroes who are met who speak nothing but Indian languages and are Indians by law, by the tribal law and custom. Now, the Indian, the white person um of the nation's white in color and
Mm-hmm.
features is frequently an Indian, being so by a remote degree of blood or by adoption. What makes sense here and what doesn't make sense? Now, you could be you we've been having see on the reservation, you you know, you had babies with Indians and they was, back and forth. On the reservation, they're only talking about two manner of people, correct?
Right.
White person and who else?
The Negro.
So, uh, who's the Indian? Now, they're not talking about no other race of people. Do you see that? Can y'all see this? Give me a one. We on the reservation. We on the reservation, y'all in the chat right now. We ain't even looking at the federal census. What type of two people are on this damn reservation? What color of two people are on this reservation? Can y'all put in the chat room what races or color in this instance? Because our census says color. What color are the two people on this census? There you go, Enoch. Negroes and whites, correct? Is that correct, is this?
That's absolutely correct.
Oh, Gene, you can't come up here yet. You gotta wait until I finish, sweetheart. You could come back after I finish the slides. So I'm just making sure the audience is with me. We're on the reservation, and the reservation is only two manner of people. Now, let me take this down. We on the reservation, only two manner of people. Uh Two manner of people on that reservation. Is there a third person that made the white people Indian? Did they even speak about this third person? They're only talking about two races or two color of people on that damn reservation, white and black. Facts.
You're right.
They never described anyone that looks like this. Never. Not no description. The only description of people in here that they describe are those that have white features. And I can clearly see that. Now I see a few dark Negroes in here. You see them in there?
I see a couple.
But that's all that's there. And there's some Negroes up here. Look. You see them up on the porch? But over here, you see a whole bunch of them. Main Street, Muskogee Creek Nation, 1891. Cotton buying. U.S. Muskogee Creek Nation, June 24th. All this on the
Oh,
reservation.
civilized.
Right. Civilized. That's it. Two races of people. And they even have that in the census. You're going to see that picture in a minute. Now we on the reservation. Now, let's go back. Color number 6. Color. In all cases, under heading 6, entitled Color. In all cases, where the person is white, leave the space blank. Now, you got to pay attention to details. Why do you think that they said leave the space blank? Why? D. Allen Warren, Isness, y'all, Sylvia, Shay Sun. Why did they say, in all cases where the person is white, leave the space blank? In all cases where the person is black, because since the taker put B down there, without admixture, insert the letter B. If a mulatto or of mixed blood, write M. If an Indian, write IND. It is very desirable to have these directions carefully observed. Why do you does anybody know why that it says when we're to leave the white off?
Is it because they're specifically trying to count the Negro people or the Indians?
No. The reason why they leave the space blank, because they need to insert that Indian in there. Because if you insert the Indian and the white, it's not going to make any sense in this year. Because with the person with the white feature is the Indian. See, when you're on the reservation, the white person is the Indian. Now you're not on the reservation. You're going by federal laws. So we got to leave the white blank. On the reservation, they made themselves Indian. Here, just leave it blank. Don't put nothing. Because now you're going to put the Indian in there. You got to put the Indian in there. Because the white person became the Indian. So you can't put. Does anybody see that? You got to leave it blank because it's not going to make no sense on the reservation and it's not going to make no sense off the reservation. If you're, do you see that smoke? They made it, the federal government decided to make it the way the
They made it,
reservation had it.
it they made it easy for them to doctor these forms. So while you out there, just leave that blank, and then when we get back in the office, we'll fix it. But as when you guys are going out there, just leave that blank and just put in B or M.
Now, we're going to go to 1870. Here we go, y'all. Let me just look it up. See what 1870 says. This is the 1870. Okay, it was an act, but this is the 1870 census. So let's go. Column 4, 5, and 6. In every case, be filled with the age, sex, or color of the person enumerated. What is the color of the person enumerated? No return will be accepted when these spaces are left blank. Let's go. Come on. A 15th Amendment to the Constitution prohibited the exclusion from suffrage of any person on account of race, color, or previous condition of servitude. But wait a minute. Here we go. Let's get down here. Indians not taxed are not to be enumerated on Schedule 1. Indians out of, listen, it done changed. Listen. Indians out of their tribal relations and exercising the rights of citizens under state or territorial laws will be included. In all cases, write IND in the column of color. Although no provision is made for the enumeration of Indians not taxed, it is highly desirable for statistical purposes that the number of such persons not living on or living upon reservations should be known. Assistant marshals are therefore requested where such persons are found within their subdivisions to make a separate memorandum of names with sex and age and embody the same in a special report to the census office. Listen, y'all. Where in it? Listen, y'all. Why is it it should be put it elsewhere. That status. I could have sworn, let me see. Um that's that personal description. And that's
Amen.
all. Oh, okay, here we go. Color. It must be that assume that where nothing is written in this column, white is to be understood. The column is always to be filled. Be particularly careful in reporting the class mulatto. The word is here generic and includes quadroons, octoroons, and all persons having any perceptible trace of African blood. Come on, y'all. This is 1870. 1870. 1870. So what happened to the Negro? And what happened to the Negro? What happened to the Negro?
All right.
You know damn well they slipped that in there. What happened to the Negro? Isn't this
The
10
Negroes,
years later? 10 years later. What happened to the
they
Negro?
all they vanished, and now a new set of group of people came in called an African.
And they were not even called Negroes then. They were called colored because remember, we were in legislative office as senators and representatives. Let's go there. You see what they doing? That you can't make this shit up, girl. Don't get me started. What year is that? I'm gonna take. I'm gonna take a little lady break because I've been drinking water. I want y'all to just look at that. This is why I got this up. I'll be right back. All right, my loves. Let's see what their thoughts are. Now, smash that like button, y'all. Hey, so now that you see, we were in the middle of creating law. In the middle of it. What say you, American isness?
I don't even know what to say because I don't know how the black person disappeared, the bee disappeared, and so now there's an African. I don't. Where did they go?
No, no. But they're not telling you to put um um African on the schedule.
Where are they telling you to put on a schedule?
Okay. For the whites, it says color. It must
Hmm.
not be assumed that where nothing is written in this column,
Hmm.
white is to be understood. The column is always to be filled. Be particularly careful in reporting the class mulatto. The word is here generic and includes quadroons, octoroons, and all persons having perceptible trace of African blood. Who has perceptible trace of African blood? Where is that Negro? Where is that black? So you're not going to name the black people now?
Mm.
You're not going to name the black people on this census? Let's see. This is personal description. What was going on in columns 4, 5, and 6? What happened to the black person? Something happened. They're talking about personal estate and shit. What happened? Exactly, Adrian. What happened? He disappeared in 1872. Is it because he's on the General Assembly listed as a colored? Make it make sense. So they
Mm.
so they disappeared off the 1870 census. At least at least that's what I think. Maybe not. Let me keep looking down. Color. No. Colored papers. Piles of colored papers. Nope. It jumps back up. They don't disappear. The black guy disappeared
Wow.
from the sand.
Wow.
Okay, let's keep going.
That's crazy.
oh, oh, it's more. I'm just gonna hold back. I'm not feeding these fools nothing. So now let's see what happens to 1880. Let's look color. Indians. Now we in 1880. By the phrase Indian not taxed is meant Indians living on reservations. Listen now, under the care of government agents. That's what I was trying to tell y'all. Or roaming individually or in bands over settled tracts of country.
Is it possible for you to just make it a tad bit bigger?
Um, yeah, let me see.
There you
Is
go.
that better? Is
Yes.
that better? Okay, let's go back to it again. Indians. By the phrase Indian not taxed is meant Indians, this is 10 years later, living on reservations under the care of government agents or roaming individually or in bands over settled tracts of country. Indians not in tribal relations, whether full bloods or half breeds, who are found mingled with the white population. Oh, residing in white families, engaged as servants or laborers, or living in huts or wigwams on the outskirts of towns or settlements are to be regarded as a part of the ordinary population of the country for the constitutional purpose of the apportionment of representatives among the states and are to be embraced in the enumeration. Enumeration. They came back. Now, wait. Now, let's find the third. Let's see what they did. Personal description, color. It must be assumed that where nothing is written in this column, white is to be understood. The column is always to be filled. Be particularly now they an up. See, this is updated. You can't see them that they updated this 1880. Now it's African blood. We got their asses good. Oh, we got them. 1890. Let's just go right to the color. Now, guess what?
There they are.
It's other people coming on. Let me make it bigger. Here we go. You see this?
I see it.
This shit is hilarious. We got him, girl. Whether color, sex, and age. Now, these people here, look at this. Whether white, now black. This is color, under color. You're either white, you're either black, you're either mulatto, quadroon, octoroon, Chinese, Japanese, or Indian.
Mm.
Where is the African? Exactly. They just said, they made an assumption. They said assumed. Now, the black came back 30 years later. So now, now, if we just put our hands over um quadroon, octoroon, Chinese, Japanese. Oh, now we're dealing with Chinese, Japanese, and Indian because quadroon is a certain percentage of blood.
That's a mulatto.
Correct. And what about octoroon?
That's also a mulatto.
Facts. But they want you to put octoroon and shit because it's a percentage. Now, we still talking about the Chinese, the Japanese. We done added them in there. But we're still talking about the same color of people from the beginning. We just added Chinese and Japanese now. This shit is hilarious.
If you have 3/4 or more black blood, you're black.
3/8
To
to 5/8
5/8.
black blood. Quadroon, how much blood?
1/4 black blood.
And
And
octoroon.
1/8. Or a
Now,
trace, a drop.
see, they
Lord.
did this. They did this with the white people and the Indian. But you're still not saying who the Indian is.
Mm.
Because the black person and the Negro and the Indian was on the reservation. So the white person, first they said leave the thing blank. Now, just like with the Indian, they got 1/8 Indian, 1/64 Indian, 132 Indian. Would that be like the quadroons and stuff like that?
I think so.
We got them, girl. It's over. Because they didn't say 1/3 Chinese, right? Or 1/4 Chinese, right?
Mm-mm.
Did
Nope.
they say 1/4 Japanese?
Nope.
So you're still dealing with these same people when it comes to that Indian.
Wow.
They finished. They finished. They later put black on here. Later. It was always either Negro or colored. That was it. This is where they messed up at. They made the song, say it loud, I'm black and I'm proud. That was not back then. The reconstructed records put all the B's in the column. Reconstructed. What is reconstructed? Isness.
Where they redo it. They change,
Now,
basically they
what does
change the documents.
reconstruction mean? Can you look up reconstruction?
You want me to put it? Okay.
Hey, big dog. Reconstruction. Look it up. You can't hide the Indian because remember, all the Indians didn't go to Oklahoma. So if you're a white European and you came here and you had a baby, you only when it comes to the Indians and the Negroes and the white, you're only talking about two people. You can't hide the Negro because how you're not making any sense at all when stop right here for 1 second.
Okay. So reconstruct. It says to build or form something again after it has been damaged or destroyed.
There you go.
Yeah, because you don't see anything about colored, and we know that people were being called colored. Where's that at?
Exactly. Wait a minute. Hold it 1 second. Wait a minute. Let's just go there.
Girly girl's funny.
Okay. Now, Indians. Here we go. Again, this is a Pequot Indian. I see black features, Negro features, and white. He's mulatto. Let's keep going. Mulatto, mulatto. She's mixed up with everything, using modern words. He came out with more of his white features, but I think he's a member. I don't know if he's a actual Pequot. Mulatto, the chief is mulatto. So, what other features? We only see two features: white and Negro in them people. It's a whole federally recognized tribe.
All right.
All right, let's keep going. We're almost done. So we got this one. Like I said, we're still dealing with this again when it comes to the Indian.
And which one is
Now,
this? What year is this one?
this is the and they can't change it because I got another one, but I'm not showing it. It is because it's going to show where they made the change. But I think they know it. They know it's too late. This is the 1890.
The 90. Okay.
Yep. Now we coming to the 19 where actually Chinese people came to America to be numerated on the census.
Mm-hmm.
So this is why I say, okay, these people, nope, not them. My bag. Where they at? Chinese people didn't come to 1890. Um, this is why I said nope. 1890. I see you in 1890. But yeah. No. They're from. These are Asians. They came in 1890. They got on the census. Let's keep going. I tell you. Oh, I gotta make this bigger. This is the 1900 census. Look at this, y'all. Now it changed back, y'all. Magic tricks. So you won't think I'm making this up. This is the 1900 census. I'll remember to come back to page 29. Look, this is the 1900. What? This is the 1900 census. Look.
1900.
All right, let's go to 29. It was, oh, I think I went too many pages down. Yeah. There we go. Color. I can make this a little bigger. Here we go. Race. Right W for white. Right B for black. Now look at this. Negro or of Negro descent. Yo, what happened to the African? Did he disappear again?
Oh my God, the African disappeared.
Now, they didn't say African, they said Negro or of Negro descent. I'm done. You can't make this shit up. CH for Chinese, JP for Japanese, and IN for Indian. You can't
The
make this shit up, man.
the the mulatto disappeared also.
Exactly. Because now the white person is the Indian. The mulatto is the Indian, is in other words. Jamas girl, 1980. Ah, you don't even have to do that. Now, y'all seen that picture? This is in 1890. The picture I was trying to show you of the what do you call it? The Muskegee Creek, the creeks. You see it better now? Or can I make it a little bigger? Let's see. Look at there. You're gonna see the bottom. And I
Wow.
could read it from here. Main Street, Muskegee Creek Nation, during fire, 1891. Cotton buying.
Hmm.
Creek Nation. U.S. Courthouse, Muskegee Creek Nation, June 24th, 1890. 1889. Yeah. But yet, you come with your little funky picture, trying to throw a little slick one in there. Burn your little toes. Trying to throw these Creek Nation. Come on now. They went from one. Come on, man. When it comes to that Indian, you're only talking about white Europeans and Negros. That's it. Until the one with white features come out to be the Indian. Reconstruction records. Reconstruction records through the B on the sheets. Smash the like button, y'all. I'm done. I'm gonna open up the panel, and I want to hear what people got to say. I really want to hear what folks got to say. So I'll put the link in the chat.
So
Paste.
they
Wasn't no black until way later.
right.
Let me pin this to the top. Um I geez. I'm gonna give folks a minute to come up, play a little music until you get up here. Give me a minute. Okay, does anybody Have any questions? What do you find interesting, Isness? The link is in the chat. I'm gonna pin it to the top so I don't have to keep putting it up there. Do you see? Now, like I said, in the beginning, 1790, when it came to the Indians, all of them didn't go to Oklahoma during 1830. They stayed right where they were. They stayed right where they were. So if they stayed right where they were, and you're doing the census,
And by the way, the census tells you some of them stayed right where they were. They
correct,
explain that. Okay.
correct. And you're only talking about, you're only given three choices: black, white, and mulatto. Where, so where's the Indians? And then they let the Indians, and the later census sheet, the next set of census sheets, they put the I in for the Indian, and you're still dealing with the same color of people.
All right.
It's a wrap. They use updated language on that old ass document. I mean, that back then African. Then they came back. You see how they came back later and said, "Oh, the black appeared again."
Right.
You can't make this shit up, man.
And you know that people were called Negro. Like
That's you
we know
straight
people
smoke.
were called colored.
Yep, that's
So
normal.
where is that at?
Okay, exactly.
Mm. Peace, straight smoke.
Hey,
How y'all doing today?
Be
I
good.
love what
Peace.
you just put together over a 40-year period of time to show how they just changed the language instantly in an increment of 10 years. Because I think that was the 1980s one. I mean, the 1880s one where they had the difference of the degree of blood from the Negro or black blood that left. The African got named once. You see what I'm saying? It was just including what I do want to know is that I remember you saying when you showed this and you was reading it, it said that the enumerators had to keep, if they were white, they had to keep that blank as if they already knew by looking at them they were white. So they did
no,
have to still take a record
it won't.
of those
No,
people.
they left it blank because they need to get that Indian on there,
Right, but they still kept a record that they submitted back.
huh?
They
Right,
has yes.
right. But remember, they needed to get that. Okay, I got you, Root. They needed to get the damn Indian on there. That's why they left it blank because it wouldn't make any sense. You got two people who look exactly alike.
That's why
What European? I mean, like what Europeans went over to Oklahoma?
yeah.
If they was German, they would be speaking German, right? If they was French, they couldn't have been French.
That's a hell of a 40-year time span you put together.
We got their ass. They finished.
I'm still stuck on that.
And what? Huh?
I'm still stuck on when they were showing like quadrons or those different subgroups
Yes.
of black
Yes.
blood, and they
Yes.
described it what they called the
Yes.
yes. That's what killed the game for me right there.
And they didn't even have, it wasn't even no black back then. They was using, I mean, you know, they didn't use that terminology. They used from all the sheets. The only time they put black on it was is with the Reconstruction census sheets. And they tell you that the census sheets are reconstructed. They tell you that. Reconstructed. That's why you see them so evenly down, all down. Talking about they burned up. They burned up in the fire. They burned up in the fire. It makes no sense. And I show you the same 2 years, right? Where they put B on there, right? I was like, okay, this don't make no sense. Why do we have colored senators? And that's in a damn newspaper. In the same year with 1872 and 1870 census. Make it make sense.
But
Color,
yeah,
huh?
I was about to say, but they did send those agents back into the field to get an updated number of the populace.
Right,
They sent them back. So
right.
wherever catalog they worked, they came back, turned it in, and they sent
Yep,
it right on back. You know,
exactly. Exactly. What's up, root word?
What's going on, Sister Bethy? What's going on, panel? I'm just confused around here, Sister Bethy. Just confused. That's all, sister.
And them ain't my documents.
No, I'm just saying that we know that word black and Negro ain't come around until 1890. But I can't find the word Indian before the Civil War.
Well, they were on the reservation.
I didn't
They
say
were
that.
on
I
the
said before the Civil War there was no such thing as an Indian.
well, the only documents I got from before the Civil War is the 1830, the Indian census, the Indian censuses. They're separate from ours, and it says Indian.
Okay, I'm saying in the middle 1800s, that's when Indian was invented. Just like in 1890, that's when Negro and Black was invented.
No, they got sent. And the reservations had their own census. They're separate from ours.
Reservations, where
Right.
the white man put y'all.
The reservations had their own census that was separate from ours.
Yes, the census where they
Our
put y'all at
our
because they
our
called y'all Indians.
our individual state
No,
census.
y'all wasn't individual, Sister Bethy. Y'all was on a
No,
reservation by the European.
listen. I'm said the individual states. I'm not saying the individual person. The individual states
The
census.
Indians did not belong to the state, Sister Bethy. Y'all belong to a reservation that was federally recognized.
Is this man not listening to me at all?
I am listening to you. You don't want to admit the truth that Indian is fake too. It came about just like black.
Whoa, 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 root word. First of all, tone your voice down. We don't do this. I got too many damn people watching my channel for you to be flipping out, and I'm trying to explain this to you.
I'm
The
trying to explain to you
reservation.
that you're wrong. I want to have a bill with
Look,
you
okay,
and
wait a
and
minute.
and give you
No,
knowledge.
no. First of all, because
Oh, I can't give you knowledge.
I don't like talking like that. I got a lot of professional people watching me, and I don't like to
Yes,
be
and a lot of
embarrassed.
people are claiming that
Right.
we Indian, and you can't find Indian
Wait a
past
minute. I'm
1850.
okay. First of all, these are not my records. Okay, I got these records from the federal government, so maybe the federal government's lying again. Perhaps, right?
No, you just said we was nations, which means we wasn't in control. Then already took y'all and misclassified y'all Indian. That's what I'm trying to say. Indian was the first misclassification. You don't want to hear it.
I could believe that. I could believe that. I
So
wouldn't
we ain't
deny that.
Indians or black.
I say Aborigines. That's what
We
I
ain't none of
believe.
that.
Destiny.
Okay, well,
We
everybody's entitled
Moors,
to their own. All right.
according to Reconstruction.
All right, all right, all
all
right.
right.
So we're not going to be mature. So I'll see you later, Root, when you're in a much better mood. We are not Moors. Please don't humiliate me like that. I'm just going to put him out because he's not being mature. Smash the like button, y'all. Anybody else with civilized behavior, decent behavior, that's not going to be embarrassing, you are you are more than welcome to the panel to come and dialogue with us because nobody's behaving like that. I mean, he's a 50-year-old man, and he's a 50-year-old man, and some of us just have to mature. And I apologize because I don't have this shit on my channel. Anyway,
You
where's
know,
Craig?
so people make some really good points. There's the Indian Removal Act. There's the term Indian not taxed. I'll
Yep.
bring up that this place was called the Indies at one time. So there's all kind of places where you can find the term Indian.
Mhm. Right. Now I believe Aborigine because it's like literally from the soil.
Hmm.
That's what's in. I feel comfortable with that. And I don't mind using that interchangeably with American Indian, Aborigine, one and the same to me.
And
But
that was a term that was used when we read that George Washington letter. He was
correct.
referring to the people as Aborigines, and
Right.
so anyway,
Right.
Mm.
that's
Exactly.
just not on the census, but
Mhm.
they were using it at one point.
Mhm. So I mean, I'm only going by the federal documents, but you can read between the lines. I just didn't I don't understand why he thinks I'm denying anything he's saying. I'm not saying that Indian's not a misclassification. I'm not saying that. I
If
use it because that's what's in the Constitution.
mm-hmm.
That's all. That's all.
If I may, Sister Bethy, all you did was show their writings in their words throughout the periods of time that you've shown. This is
And
not
how it changed.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I was trying to show.
That's it. I mean, it's very simple to understand. And any other rhetoric, I mean, it's just rhetoric at this point.
Facts. Facts. But with people like that, look, all we have to do, we don't have to respond back to ignorance. You know, you look at their audience. He don't have an audience. He got about a good 20 people. So nobody's even listening to him. And if we can get some great dialogue over here with 608 up in this chat, shout out to y'all.
Hit the
Shout out
like
to
button.
y'all. Yes, please hit the like button. Let me refresh it. We can get some professional people up here. Got some damn sense. Yeah, it's going up 85. So,
Is it possible that you can re-show that classification of the different degrees of black blood that they showed? Because
oh,
that
that
I think is
which,
very important.
oh,
I
you
think
know
that
what?
was 1880.
Let's see. Let me see if I can find it.
I think it
I'm
is.
so glad I didn't close out of them. Usually I close out of them. Let's see.
That is a perfect description of how they categorize as they seem fit.
Yeah.
How could they tell if you had a drop or a 5/8?
Exactly. Who knows?
Right. Exactly. Well, you know what? Because they literally go by the paper. They do. They count the ancestors on the tree. That's how they do it.
Oh, okay.
They
Old,
count them
an-
by the tree.
old record
Yep.
keeping of ancestries.
Yep. They count them by the tree.
Yeah, how many kids you got? Oh, yeah, okay. So in about 10, 20 years, we'll be back. Or 10 years, we'll be back. How you doing? Yeah.
Right.
You remember me? I'm such and such, such and such.
Hey,
Oh,
Candace, Aborigines from Brazil. Hey, shout out to you. We are the original in descent from George Washington, and he calling those people Aboriginals and Aborigine. Well, Aborigine and Aboriginals, that's like literally from the soil. That's what that means. Let me see. Candace Michael Lewis. She says, let me see. Candace Michael Lewis, Aboriginal origins from Brazil, Latin America. Yeah, I can agree. I do not identify with Aboriginal because we are the original. Yeah, you are. That's what it means. You're from the soil, directly from the soil. Absolutely. I agree. and descent. She said descent from George Washington, and he calling those people aboriginals and aborigine Brazilians. Yeah, a lot of that's America, Central America, correct? If I'm not mistaken, or is it South? I get 'em confused.
South America.
Yeah, South America. Yeah, Brazil. Yep, Brazil in the house.
Well, you could be Aboriginal from all over the world. And we're
Yeah,
just saying now we're Aboriginal from here. And there it was an Aboriginal person here because they wrote about it. George Washington wrote about that person.
yep,
Mhm.
he did,
So a lot of
and
people
it's
want to say there is no Aboriginal, but they was writing about him.
just true.
They knew who the people of the land was. They knew.
Oh
Hmm.
yeah, oh
But
yeah,
it's a fair. Everybody knows it's a fair distinction of our facial features.
yep,
Period.
yep.
And then when the Portuguese got here, they called the people Negros, which is your Brazil, right? So that's where they started. So that's where it looks like the Negro terminology started, was down there.
Mm,
But, colonization, unfortunately, took over all three, North America, Central America, and South America.
okay,
And that Negro stuck. But apparently,
okay.
Negro doesn't exist anymore. It was always called black.
Started off with
Yeah,
color.
you can't make this shit up.
Nope.
But this is how you really know that they're really dealing with the black and white or white and black. Like I mean, in this article, I mean, it's like as the Negroes and Indians, as the Negroes and Indians work side by side on the farm and in the shops, their natural traits are conspicuously illustrated. The Indian is the quicker, the more agile on the spurt, but his black brother has vastly more staying power. The Indian has the more able and nimble legs, but the Negro, now they see how they switch up the words. The Negro is better developed in the chest and arms, all because of very obvious reasons. General Armstrong says his best students are those who work all day and have only 2 hours of study. So that was a good read. Um, that was definitely a good read. And it shows you that they're only dealing with like two color of people when you're on the reservation. So I'm like, this
That,
is it's just so
that
it's
right there
just
depicts one.
huh?
Yeah,
That in
they say.
itself depicts one.
Yeah.
It says the Indian is the quicker and more agile on the spurt, but his black brother, right there, you can stop talking
And
right there. That's one.
They're, they're related. Yeah.
They are related.
it's a hot mess. I mean, you could literally be this. They could be sisters.
Hmm.
Same mama, different daddies. Both beautiful. One has more of her European features, gorgeous, and one don't. The one, unfortunately, the one on the right is the one that they want to get out.
Hmm.
It's kind of crazy, man. So
Whitewashing.
yeah,
It's just whitewashing, just by the pen, stroke of a pen.
yep,
Yeah, but it's really sad that there's the girl basically that represents the people on the right, right?
hmm
Those people are complicit that they're going
yeah,
with it.
hmm
And now those people are probably gone. They probably been bred out.
yeah. This is the one you did. Remember this?
Yeah.
Read your favorite thing. And this is in 1882.
Desire to call your attention to what I regard as a great hindrance to the civilization of the Indians. Okay, you said VIZ is namely.
Yep.
Namely, the continuance of the old heathenistic dances such as the sun dance, scalp dance, and we know that says war dance.
Mm-hmm.
These dances, or feasts, as they are sometimes called, ought, in my judgment, to be discontinued, and if the Indians, now supported by the government, are not willing to discontinue them, the agents should be instructed to compel such discontinuance.
Hang on right there. Sachi, that's you? Hey,
Yes,
Sat.
ma'am.
Okay, okay, okay. I just want to make sure. So, okay, go ahead, honey.
These feasts or dances are not social gatherings for the amusement of these people, but on the contrary, are intended and calculated to stimulate the warlike passions of the young warriors of the tribe. At such feasts, the warrior recounts his deeds of daring, boasts of his inhumanity and the destruction of his enemies, and his treatment of the female captives in language that ought shock even a savage ear. The audience assents approvingly to his boast of falsehood, deceit, theft, murder, and rape, and the young listener is informed that and this this only is the road to fame and renown. The result is a demoralization of the young, who are incited to emulate the wicked conduct of their elders, without a thought that in so doing they violate any law, but on the contrary, with the conviction that in so doing they are securing for themselves an enduring and deserved fame among their people. Active measures should be taken to discourage all feasts and dances of the character I have mentioned.
That was, I thought that was hilarious.
Sister Betty, you know what was the one thing that stood out to me in that whole thing that she read? That was their perception of their
Mhm.
of that was their perception because they called it a heathenistic activity.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Our dancing was always considered that.
okay, so heathen, from what I understand, came from from that book. So they were saying that we didn't have a god, and we didn't know we were some savages, pretty much.
Right, right. That's that
Dig
Pope
that.
stuff.
Right. So that was your premise to do what you wanted to do because you didn't deem the people you saw as being whatever.
And it
All
was
right,
Negroes. Okay.
go on, Ed.
Well, I was just going to say, it was just Negroes being Negroes, and they were just taking whatever those people were doing as savage and war and, you know, you know what I mean? Just like how they did when
Yeah.
rap first came out. That's the only way I can describe it. It's perfect when rap first came out. They was like, oh my God, you know, go on, Sachi.
That's the same cook they always do. They label it bad. That's
Mm-hmm.
what they always do. When they don't like something we do, they label it bad. That's to make everybody view us in a bad way so they can treat us however they want to treat us.
Mm-hmm.
But I wanted to show y'all something that was going on in Tennessee 50 years before Walter Pleasant.
Okay. I'ma share it. I seen it. Let me see. I think I got it up.
And we had already talked about the Indian Removal Act. So y'all keep in mind the Indian Removal Act was in 1830. I want y'all to tell me who these Indians is.
Okay. Hang on one second, honey. I think I got it up. Oh, here it is. Okay. Let me just get there. You can read it. You want me to make it bigger?
I can't even see it. Ian, please read it for me.
Okay. Let me get rid of this so I can make it bigger.
Go to the description of it though. I can't really read it cursive like it.
Okay. What do you want me to read from?
Go on past down to the description.
Oh, what page is it on? 2 or 3?
It should be under. Scroll down. The description. No, under that.
Oh, okay, down here. I see what you mean. This is the transcript right here, the whole transcript. Being enacted by the General Assembly of the state of Tennessee that all Negroes, mulattoes, mestizos, and their descendants having any African blood in their veins shall be known in this state as persons of color.
What year is this?
1866. Ain't supposed to be
Okay.
no Indian in Tennessee.
Ain't supposed to be no Negroes.
1866. Oh, in Tennessee.
But it put the native. It say Native American on there too somewhere. But what I'm saying is they not supposed to be in Tennessee in 1866. They supposed to left in 1830.
Be it further that persons of color shall have the right to make and enforce contracts, to sue, to be sued, to be parties, and give evidence to inherit, and to have full and equal benefits of all laws and proceedings for the security of person and estate, and shall not be subject to any other different punishment, pains, or penalty. 18, Nashville, Tennessee. And you know what? This is the crazy part. Look at this. I'm glad you brought that up. Because look at this. This makes more sense. This is Tennessee. This is Tennessee, right?
Yup.
Cherokees owned all what you see. This whole entire map. You see Indian land. The Cherokees owned all this. This is in 1770.
You know, that whole state looked like more than 60,000 people.
Oh God, yeah, this is the whole. This is Tennessee and portions of bordering states. But this whole map is Tennessee because there's Memphis down there, in Nashville, all this. All this is Indian land.
Now, what I'm
And
saying, it looked like more than 60,000 people. They only report 60,000 people going on the Trail of Tears. It looked like more than 60,000 people just in Tennessee.
yeah, exactly. Oh, well, all the majority of the Indian state, all of them getting squished up there in Oklahoma.
We know they stayed. We just pulled up a document showing they stayed. They were still there in 1866.
Yep, that's a fact. And after now, this whole map is all Indian land. Negroes, we got census sheets with Negroes living in these areas in 1880. I just showed you the census.
I
All
got
Cherokees.
my folks was living in Tennessee in 1806. Before this town, was started. They was here when they started this town.
And Negroes was living there because we got the census sheets in all of those areas. Cherokees. They own all that. That's why it's all orange. If you see the green, that's the treaty land. That's the land that they let the settlers move in on. They buy rather. They purchase that little piece. That's it. That green. But all of it, all Cherokee land. Negroes living all up in there. That's why I said I ain't got time to be playing with people. I don't have time. Speaks for itself.
And Sachi, what you did prove is that they were referring to the people as Negro. while these census records are now trying to tell us that they were referred to as Black.
Hey. They know they're
Well,
getting sloppy because they're trying to rush and they're using wrong words. They're using words we use today, putting it back in like a 1700 document. They're all messed up. It's too late for them to try and fix it. You can't. You cannot go back and fix it. You can't because it's going to look real bad. And anyone changing it are really in trouble because those are federal documents.
Alteration of a federal document.
Yeah, you can't do that. And then turn around and make it seem like it's law. You can't do that. And that's what they're doing when they do this to these documents.
that was Obama doing. That's why he took Negro out of there. Because all Negro gonna lead you right back to Indian.
It's a hot mess. Hey, Con, yes, it's a hot mess. A hot mess. That was good, Sachi.
And now that you showed me that map one more time, it makes me understand that that green land, it wasn't so much that they bought it, it's that was occupational territory that the Indians allowed them to sit on. That's
No, that's actually treaty land where they actually sold it to them. The
right.
settlement land, it would be blue
Blue.
if they settled there. Doesn't mean they own it. They're just living there.
Right. So
Like
I'm looking
like you're a foreigner coming in, it will be blue. Now, when the government buys the land from you, um, it turns green. The only person who could buy the land from the chief is the government.
right. What I was leading to is that's where they had their agents at first.
Okay.
Yes, that's what I
Got
was
you.
to. Yes. That's where the setup was right there for the infiltration.
Yeah, you're right. This is something else. It's amazing.
I'm just
But we got them.
have this. I'm happy to see this once again. Thank you.
Hmm. This Chief Holiday gave me this. Let me take this down. Um, Let me see if I can take this down. Jeez. For 1 second. Fair use. Oh, and it says, we have a fight on our hands. This is in 1894. This is like around the time they were in office or got out from being senators and rep. We have a fight on our hands right here. A fight for the redemption of the whole race. And a blow struck successfully for the Negro in America is a blow struck for the Negro in Africa. For until the Negro is respected in America, he need not expect consideration elsewhere. All this native land talk, however, is nonsense. This native land of the American Negro is America. His bones, his muscles, his sinews are all American. Frederick Douglass, The Folly of Colonization, 1894. And it's in the image courtesy of the Metropolitan Museum of Art.
Wow.
Exactly. And thanks, Chief Holiday, for giving me that. And I'm just going to give the bombs. They need the bombs for that one. That's a bomb drop. It's just done. It's over. Over, over, over. You
The
can't say it no more than
native
that.
The native land of the American Negro is America.
Yeah.
That ain't no different than what Martin Luther King said. You have been in exile in your own land.
Facts. We being exiled in our own land. We're coming for our check. Bada beat,
All
bada
American.
boom.
All
Yeah. It's the news, it's bones. This native talk is nonsense. What he said it's nonsense. I just can't get over the fact, and I slept on this. I'm like, this don't make no sense. They're only talking about literally two races of people when it comes to determining the Indian. Two. They wanted to wipe them out.
Let's not forget that remote degree of blood too.
Oh, you did ask me to show you this.
It's just that
Oh,
terminology. I just want to see their terminology yet again because that indicates something right there in itself.
right there, you got it. I'll make it a little bigger if I can. It's right there.
Yes. Whether white, black, mulatto, quadroon, octoroon, Chinese, Japanese, or Indian. Right, white, black, mulatto, quadroon, octoroon, Chinese, Japanese, or Indian, according to the color of or race of the person enumerated. Be particularly careful to distinguish between blacks, mulattoes, quadroons, and octoroons. The word black should be used to describe those persons who have three-fourths or more black blood. Mulatto, those persons who have from one from three-eighths to five-eighths black blood. Quadroon, those persons who have one-fourth black blood. And octoroon, those persons have one-eighth or any trace of black blood.
A hot mess, right?
Talking about
And then
thinning out.
no, but where's the Negro? I mean, that to me is like
Exactly.
so big. Like, what happened
I
to
told
the
you.
Negro?
I know. And then the next year they jumped and changed it back to what it was, girl. I'm like, I'm done. Reconstructed information. And look at the type. Look at the type print in 1800s. Girl.
It's modern.
Bad. Very bad. It's a done deal. It's a wrap.
They couldn't make up their minds.
And when you're speaking in Spanish, negro means black. When you're speaking in Spanish, negro means black.
Now you got me curious to who was the actual enumerators that was going around. We should have a listing of those people in some kind of straight up and their caravans.
Negro means black in Spanish, period. Blanco means white or blanca. Depends on if you're talking to a male or female. Male blanco, female blanca.
And that's the original meaning of black.
We know it's the same thing. See this,
Right. Yeah, we know
but
it's the same.
we also know who that damn Indian is too. How the white people got to be Indians. It's clear. It's very clear.
They made us blankers.
Here you go.
And no. They use the word Negro. Whether it was a Spanish word or an English word or a Chinese word, they used the word Negro. And now in modern day, they want to translate it to the English word, which erases the history that the word Negro was used for a certain group of people. So you
Correct.
can say it's the same, it's the same, it's the same. No, you're erasing the fact that they were using the word Negro to describe or to categorize a certain group of people who are the Indians.
Correct.
See, I just had this argument with somebody on TikTok
I
because
mean, if you would, oh, go ahead, honey. I'm sorry.
they was talking about Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, and I told them, why you calling them people African American? Well, nobody African American while them people was living. But
Fact.
that's what they doing. Like when you read about, if you read about Frederick Douglass, you just pulled him up. They'll call him an African American, knowing that wasn't his turn, no, wasn't in existence while he was living.
Facts. Now, these are the colonizers of America. Uh, which one of them were the whites on a reservation? Trick question. Which one of these were the Indian on the reservation with the remote degree of blood? Shit hit different when you see it in your face, right?
Show you right.
Ain't no way around that one.
You can't get
Nope.
around it, baby. I'll tell you, I'm not playing with these people. Spaniards, Portugal, Britain, France, Dutch, Russia. And I highlighted the areas that they colonized. Let's get it, y'all.
Hey, I know why they want to call us black so bad. Because black meant white before the 1800s. So when you see them documents that say black, them is white people.
A hot mess.
So
A
Spain
hot.
had Kansas, Montana, Alabama, Mississippi, and Alaska.
See, that's how they putting this they slave history on us by calling us black.
Yeah. Here it is right there. The areas that
They
they
put in
colonized.
their slave. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead, go.
And they're putting their slave history on you by calling you African as well. You
And
don't know who those Africans were that came over here. You don't know if that was like a transit stop. We don't know who those people were that they trying to make us.
See, that's the trick.
well,
They
I know they
tricking you
were
with.
coming in and off the island.
See,
Definitely.
when they calling you black, black denote back to Africa anyway. That was the trick. See, they categorized black to where it denote all the way to Africa, and then they called you black, knowing that they were the real black people. So
Negros
so
only
when
the
you see so when you see African slave on there or black slave, you're gonna think it's you and it's really them.
and the thing about it, color, like I told you, we were never classified racially. Never.
Not in one time.
Negro is color. That's color of skin. It went by physical observation. But the British went by color and they said where you came from. So if Africans came over here, they did come over here. So they could do labor. They wanted to come over to do the labor. They weren't snatched out of Jamaica. They came over. Like they're still coming now. And they need green cards to get here.
What's crazy is you can Google what would a Native American be called in Great Britain, and it's gonna say black.
Yep.
Yeah, that is all the way
No,
exposed.
not listen. We not switching nothing up. We just debunked you real bad, very bad. Black is not a race, doodoo butt. Sorry, it's the color of his skin. There is no way. And let me tell you something, oh Mister Not a Coincidence. And I'm gonna pull it up again. Where is it at? Let me see. There's no way that these people are gonna come here and tell me who the hell I am and where I came from when they're the ones who came here. I was already here. How do you come here and tell me who I am? Can't do that. They can do that to you because, you know, you're the paid agent and you're doing a good job.
That's
I see
Paul
you.
Cuffey
I
defending.
see
He
you.
is
I
the
see you.
defendant of Paul Cuffey. He got all that coon and honestly. Paul Cuffey is his cousin.
Mm.
Colin Tifton, I agree with you. People with good intentions and content of character unite. And that's the fact. That's a fact. That is a fact.
We did not call ourselves African Americans. I don't know if you're really, really young and you have like a limited historical frame of reference, but we didn't call ourselves that's been pushed upon us like in my
I wish
lifetime.
I could get paid for telling this truth, not a coincidence.
All
Matter of
he gotta
fact,
do is
I
all he
wish
gotta
I
do is
could. Shit.
Google Dr. Khalid Muhammad speaks on Jesse Jackson. You will see how we was really feeling about the African American
Thank you.
term.
Yes, thank you. Yes, thank you, Sachi, for saying that. Yes.
Who? What you say? Look up, Sachi.
Dr. Khalid Muhammad speaks on Jesse Jackson.
Spell his name.
Khalid.
Told you I hated Jesse Jackson. Told you that.
It should be a picture. It should be a picture of Khalid with a yellow, green, and brown shirt suit jacket on.
Salute.
Hey, I got an article that says the speech of Khalid Abdul Muhammad. Both sides must try to end Black Jewish rift.
Nah, that ain't. I'll go get it for you. Hold on.
Is it him on Donahue?
Oh, I'm not gonna play no videos.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what it is. Is him on Donovan, but
Oh
he
no, I
basically
can't.
he said old bootlicking buck dancing Mr. Jesse Jackson. I am somebody. I don't rightfully know who the hell I am, but I am somebody.
There is a video. I'll check it out, but I won't play it. I don't play videos on my channel.
But when you check it out, Sister Betty, try to find the speech at Howard, because it's the Donahue referring to a speech he made at Howard. Try to find that speech, because in that speech he specifically said, "Africa is not your home, and I know
Yep.
my roots, and I ain't Kunta Kinte."
Yep. That was a cold one though.
Mm. So we're
I
not a
can't. I can't
coincidence.
think of the name of it. It's a speech at Howard, though. I know it's at Howard University when he did the speech.
Mm. He's so hurt from yesterday, and I could get that. I'd be hurt too. Not a coincidence, because we shut him down real bad. Because the census is only for so many years they were only speaking of two races of people, no other. You see, when the Chinese and Japanese came in, they were never mentioned. Hey, Smoke.
Salute. Hey man. Shout out to the channel, to the panel, and to the chat. Power to the motherfucking people. All right, let's let's scrutinize these census reports then real quick. Because if they was using color for race to identify people at certain times, and then they reverted to using the race to identify certain people sometimes, right? When they was using black to identify, who were they referring to?
I have no clue.
Okay, so we know for sure
Say that
that
again.
when they was using Negro, they was talking about us, right?
Yes. Now, there's a difference here. Before you go any further, Smoke, what I pulled up was the census instructions. I didn't pull up census sheets. They were instructions. None of the instructions said label Africans. So that's where we're at. I pulled up all of them and I went through all of the instructions from 1790 all the way to 1900.
Okay, so is African a race?
Yeah, I would have to say it's a race, but I mean, I don't know any Africans that identify as African, so I have to say no to um
Okay, oh, wait a
all the
minute.
people in Africa identify who they are. They're Nigerian, or
Okay,
so I have to say no. It's not a race.
It's not.
so,
I have to
so
say it's
what?
not.
So what racial group would an African fall into?
I don't know.
Can I answer that?
Racial, yeah, you got it.
So when they say African, they are talking about Afrikaan or Africor, which are white folks. We had plenty of people from that continent on multiple different channels that said you had to go to school to be taught that you was from Africa. I think you probably seen that one with Furio on cut stuff, and you seen the one that Sister Bethy had here with us as well. So those people are on that continent, and they said specifically they're not African. He said you had to go to school,
Yeah,
and he said the school, Cambridge University.
there's no like um what am I trying to say here? Black like that came up in 1988. It was never just African. You know what I mean? They backdated and put that in those instructions. Those instructions, everything was reconstructed because they're using modern language in old documents.
So if I could, Sister Bethy, I'm
I
gonna
mean,
say
if the senators that was running office and the mayors that were running office here in Connecticut, they would have called them Africans,
mhm.
but they weren't. They didn't name none of the senators. Like, come on. I mean, we got to really wake up here. It makes no sense. Why did they put colored? Why didn't they put African in 1872?
There you go.
Is colored synonymous with African?
No,
No, it is not.
What is colored synonymous with?
Aboriginal.
Correct.
This can't get no simpler no more. She showed us the British colonial records that showed that they specifically knew where the laborers were coming from. They documented theirs.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
true.
then let's see if we can
Go ahead.
through a process of elimination, see if we can end down somebody at my door. Hold on.
You ain't getting African out of me. Ain't nobody on this
No
continent
way.
African out of me.
Ain't no way.
No.
I don't care how you slice this down. It's a wrap.
Yeah. My grandmother's colored. My mama's Negro.
It said on my grandfather's birth certificate, colored. It don't say nothing else.
Yeah.
So I don't know what y'all. I don't get it. But you know what? If
But
black people
it shit is funny because on my grandmother's um birth certificate it says colored.
yep,
The marriage certificate it says colored.
color,
Death certificate
color.
colored. Why didn't they put African?
It wasn't one.
And on nobody's birth certificate in the United States that has a family history of color in Negroes, none of them have African as a race on their birth certificates. None of us. You got to smoke if you bad.
Nah, give me a minute. I ain't gonna lose that thought. Go ahead. Y'all chop it up.
Yeah. It's not, I mean, literally, even we're talking in 1980, 1990, we in 2023, getting ready to go in 24 in 2 days. None of us have African on our birth certificates.
Sister Beth,
Because if you put that down, you have to prove that you're a descendant of the races of Africa. That's the only way you could do it. I can't prove that shit. And this and they don't take DNA like these idiots, you know, the sad guys. Not a coincidence to Shay's son, the paid agents. I mean, they're here because they need to get more information so that scholars can go back and update and fix what they fucked up.
yep.
So the more they question you, the more information you're giving them so they can go back and change records. That's their job. You can't see the um
Go.
police officer in these guys. They're agents.
Agent.
Only only prosecutors and people of that belong to the militia question people like this.
Right.
And if when Shay's son turns his camera on, that nigga black as a turtle, so he might as well be African because he looked like them.
Sister Bethy, can I say this real quick?
You can say whatever you like.
It's so funny to me that they have contempt of the things that you're bringing to light, and all
Yeah,
they have is negativity toward. How do you have such negativity for people trying to understand something, and your only thing is to try to debunk it, not understand it, debunk it? So what
And I
because
thought,
are you trying to do?
it fucks
yeah,
them up.
and I thought Pan Africans were supposed to embrace all the Africans, the black folks across the world. So if we're saying we're the black folks from here, what's the problem?
Bingo,
Facts.
bingo. They challenge you more than, I ain't gonna just say you, but they challenge this community more than they would actually challenge the person that is really doing the most harm to them.
That's a fact.
They can stand up to you or someone in this community, but they can't stand up to the things that's going on outside their door.
Yeah.
Make that make sense.
It's bad, honey. I was trying to see if I could get this. Maybe I could get it over here now. Oh yeah, I can. I shared this with a lot of people. And it's like when they find out, no, Shay, I'm not letting you on. I got too many wonderful people watching. And I'm sorry you can't come up here, but it's like this is how they get when they where is it? Oh, where did it go? Oh, it's right there. Check this out. This how they get when they can't, when they're stuck up against the wall. They're gonna be stuck up against the wall forever. But this is them, y'all.
Mhm.
Mm. I hear you, dog.
A hot mess. That's
I hear you, dog. No homo. No homo.
that's Shay Son and them when they that's Shay Son and them when they you know done been hit hard.
Yeah, most definitely. Hit hard. Yeah, yeah.
You have to turn your camera. Shay Son, I'm not letting you up, hon. You might as well leave. Houston, can you turn your camera on? Because if it's King Kaz, I'm not letting any of you up. I have too many politicians in my damn chat. 535, and I'm very sorry. Houston, can you turn your camera on? Can't come up here. But y'all, yeah, this how we gonna rack it.
Yeah, you put down the gauntlet for the coming up new year. You did that.
I had to make it shake before it go out.
I know it.
I had to let it go out. They Africans, let them be Africans. It's just two guys, the same two guys that mosey around, and you not getting African, honey. Not from here. You heard what Brother Man said. America's the Negros. Frederick Douglass. Y'all don't like it.
And if I could reiterate Frederick Douglass, a blow for the Negro American is a blow for the African American. Why are you hating?
Mm.
Yeah, they mad.
And like I said to them before, is if you want to be, if y'all African, fine. Like, what's the big issue?
Right?
So, lift up your heritage and stuff, but you can't take your grandfather and apply it to mine.
That's
I
Or your
keep
right.
telling
mom.
y'all, I keep telling y'all this dude NAC descend from Paul Cuffey. It's in his lineage to push that African shit on people because that's what Paul Cuffey did, and Paul Cuffey was a damn Indian.
See? And so was this is the funny part with the other guy. I was laughing so hard. Where is he? Oh boy. I think I have it. Oh yeah, Frederick Douglass of all people. Frederick Douglass was of mixed race, which likely included American Indian and African, and on his mother's side as well as European. So you're still talking about two color of people. This is so fucking funny. She's uh they're European on one side and African on one side, and it makes them an Indian. I can't. Not today. I can't. I can't.
Yeah, that didn't make no sense right there.
Exactly my point.
It
That
seemed
was
like
in
they
the
was doing
damn
a lot
news,
of guessing.
newspaper article. Can't do it.
I'm just trying to figure out when did black become African.
Jesse
Right.
Jackson.
Say it again. Go ahead.
Jesse Jackson came up with African American.
He was bought to say that.
Mm-hmm.
He was bought.
I showed it. You want to read it, Smoke?
Yeah, bring it up. Let's see if we can make some sense out of it.
Okay.
Hate that dude.
Let me see. Here we go.
Excuse my loud ass cousin in the background. He's gonna be back up here in a minute.
All right.
I don't see it.
No, I'm getting it. I have to put it in the right place.
Did the Nick hold on? Let's do a chronological order real quick
I
while you
got it.
pulling it. Okay.
I got it. It's right here. If I can move this out the way. Oh, I hate when they do this. All right, here we go. You can have the pleasure of reading it. Let me share it. And then we'll be out of here after this because I'm tired. I've been out here almost 3 damn hours. Here we go. Should I make it a little bigger, Smoke?
Yeah, please increase.
There you are. This was in let me see, Chicago. Where's the rest? Wait a minute, this ain't it. This is not it, AP. I apologize. Let me get the right one up. Damn. Um, and I normally have this.
This all illustrates how Jackson got his money from Rainbow Push Coalition. That's all it's going to show. And how the influence that they put behind them, money wise, sucked the city of Chicago dry.
Mm.
Be wary of infiltrators of your own color.
Trying to get that
Mm.
bag.
And that's why his son went to jail for embezzlement. Stop and cut it out, man. It's in the genes. All they are is crooks. It's just crooks. And there's one in every state on that same level.
Mm.
A lot of people don't know that Jesse Jackson taught Al Sharpton.
Yeah, he's under him.
That man been a asset for the state for 30, 40 years. Come on, man. All proven.
Yeah, that's why Al Sharpton right now telling you your biggest problem in your life is gun control or abortion.
Mm-hmm.
It's because they're bought and paid for by the state. Now you would think he would know better.
Oh no, he's been a water carrier for a long time. Long time.
Let's see. think I found this damn document. God damn. Normally I have this up. You can read it.
And I do want to clarify when I said he thinks your biggest problem is abortion. He thinks your biggest problem is how to have more abortions.
Oh God, I can't find the damn document. He said he brought this up in 88, 1988. And I can't find it right now, probably because I'm pooped. But it's that article. It's in one of my newspapers too. I'll do it another day. I'm pooped, you guys.
And you said we can find your slides at
Chronicles?
Yeah,
colored chronicles.
yeah. It's spelled like this. Let me get out of this. I'll find it another day. Smoke. It's I'm gonna put it right here in the chat.
Thank
It's in the chat right there. That's from yesterday. Our website. The let me pull it up. Articles. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Here it is. This thing is going so damn slow. There we go. If you I'll do a share screen. Copy. Y'all should have this in the back chat too. Private chat. Because there's two sites. That's the newspaper site in the back chat where I upload all the slides, but I'll do a share screen real quick. I did it at the beginning of the segment. I guess I could close it out with it. Right here is where the monthly newspapers will go. It's January 1st. I don't know if it's switched yet. Did it switch over yet? Yeah. Each month it'll be a newspaper in here. And this is where you want to get all the lectures I do on YouTube. Like yesterday, I did the other day I did the birth certificate and Social Security EIN scam lecture. That's in there. If you click it, it opens up into a new tab. So it opens in the new tab. But that's it. If anybody wants to advertise their business or their YouTube channel, they could just let me know and I'll upload it on here. This is going to be a different tab, but the tribal website is where you would go for like the genealogy, and everybody knows what that is, the Hawaiian Nation. But I'm so pooped. I want to get out of here, you guys. It's been great. It's been real. I'm pooped. And shout out to everybody watching. I love y'all so much. Thank you. Smash the like, and I'm gonna get on up out of here. I'm pooped. I am pooped.
Thank you, Sister Bethy. Always a pleasure.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Love y'all. I'm just pooped, y'all. I'm tired. 3 hours is a lot for me.
Bye,
Roll that good music
everybody.
you got.
Oh
Roll that
yeah.
good
I'm gonna roll it up. I'm gonna roll it up. Here's our little buddies.